The Reserve Bank Governor Glenn Stevens has given another rosy assessment of Australia's economic future. In the wake of the decision this week by BHP Billiton to shelve its massive expansion of the Olympic Dam mine, he's told a parliamentary committee that though the investment boom in mining is nearing its peak, Australians need to remain confident in the economy. Political correspondent Tom Eagledon reports from Canberra.
Glenn Stevens stuck with his favourite prop at today's appearance.
I've tried to get people to see half full rather than half empty, because I do think we risk talking ourselves into more gloom than we really should.
But with BHP shelving $30 billion of new mining investment, gloom was in abundant supply this week. Even the Resources Minister said the mining boom was over. Today, the RBA Governor was more nuanced.
The peak of the resource investment boom as a share of GDP, the highest such peak in at least a century, will occur within the next year or two. After that, the rate of resource investment is likely to decline, while the export shipments of the resources themselves will pick up.
Interpretations of that analysis split along political lines.
Well, Glenn Stevens has confirmed what Martin Ferguson said only yesterday, and that is the resources boom is coming to an end.
He's been very, very clear about how strong our economy is. He's laid down a challenge to those who continue to talk our economy down.
But Tony Abbott says it's the government who's out of touch with economic reality.
How are you, mate? Good to see you. Not too bad.
With the drop in commodity prices, with the drop in corporate profitability, that's going to do all sorts of damage to the government's budget and the surplus that they've promised us.
Far too early to be drawing any conclusions about impacts on revenue from the spot prices of iron ore or coal.
The opposition leader continued to insist today he'd read BHP's announcement of its Olympic Dam decision after telling the ABC's 7:30 program he hadn't.
No, I was denying something that was being attributed to Marius Kloppers. I wasn't actually saying I hadn't read it because I had read it.
But that was a direct question that she asked you. She said, have you read the report? And you said no.
There was a whole lot of rapid-fire accusations coming from Lee at the time.
That was pretty clear, Mr Abbott.
No.
But Mr Abbott's reading habits are coming in for even more scrutiny after he was asked about his assessment of the Prime Minister's hour-long press conference yesterday, defending suggestions of improper behaviour from her time as an industrial lawyer.
I haven't had a chance to study the transcript.
If it involves reading, Tony Abbott won't do it.
But the opposition leader gave a few paragraphs a go at his daily press conference this afternoon.
I just want to refer you to this headline from The Age Business Day. Taxes a drag on coal. Kloppers warns investors.
Proof, he says, Marius Kloppers does have concerns about the carbon and mining taxes.
So there you have it, from the head of BHP.
But the government's not letting up after Mr Abbott announced today the opposition would be moving a private member's bill to curb marine park expansions.
70% of Queensland offshore waterways tied up in green tape, which has not been properly scientifically justified.
This is the scientific work on which the proposals have been based. These are the documents that Tony Abbott claims don't exist. Now, I'm not surprised he's saying they don't exist. To understand them would involve reading.
The Northern Territory election's on this weekend and it's expected to be a close one. Paul Henderson's Labor government's closed its campaign by attacking what it's calling opposition plans to cut public services. With federal Labor already trying to tie Tony Abbott to unpopular public service cuts in Queensland and Victoria, the result this weekend could give a major clue about how receptive voters are to that message. Tom Eagledon, Lateline.